organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up on this live edition of Daily Iowan TV, Ped Mall gunman, how the presence of a gun led to an evacuation of the Iowa City pedestrian mall. In a grand opening, the brand new Hancher building has finally opened its doors.
The Cyhawk series is finally underway.
Find out the current scores of the series and the details of the games.
We've got all the latest stories. Stay tuned. You're watching Daily Iowan TV. Good morning, Iowa City, and welcome to Daily Iowan TV. I'm Nikki Crossway, and here are today's top stories. A gunman caused an evacuation of the pedestrian mall in downtown Iowa City this past Saturday night. 19-year-old Dimitri Poole was seen running from the scene of a fight on the intersection of Clinton and Burlington with a firearm. By the time the police managed to capture Poole, had disposed of the gun and refused to reveal its location. This led police to evacuate the crowded Ped Mall at 2 a.m., just at bar close. Police did not manage to find the gun. At the same time, a patient was admitted into the University of Iowa Hospital with a gunshot wound. Shortly thereafter, the hospital was placed on lockdown after several individuals associated with the victim arrived. It is unclear right now if the two events are linked. Poole now faces numerous charges, but there were no fatalities to report. Iowa City Police found a body in the Iowa River near Benton Street Bridge Saturday night. The body was identified as Nathan Tweet, a 20-year-old student of the University of Northern Iowa. Tweet was a sophomore at UNI and had graduated from Linn-Mar High School in 2015. The Iowa City Police Department have not yet released information on what caused the incident. School district spokesman Matthew May expressed his grief, saying, quote, "Our hearts go out to his family." New training is underway for the University of Iowa Police Department on how to better handle cases of mental illness. Crisis Intervention Team Training, or CIT training, is a program that teaches officers how to handle situations that involve mental ill individuals. With as many calls the department receives relating to mental illness or substance abuse, the program will benefit both the officers themselves as well as any people reaching out for their help relating to their mental illness. The training is set to begin this spring. While many people in Iowa City may still be feeling the results of Saturday's big win, it looks like the University of Iowa may be mellowing out. The UI has dropped ranks in the Princeton Review's list of top party schools. Just what does this mean? Chris Cervantes reports with more.
The University of Iowa has always had a reputation as both a place of excellent higher learning and a party school. Once it was the #1 party school in the entire nation, but recently this ranking has steadily dropped down to 6th place. While some of the student body may be disappointed by this turn of events, the faculty is pleased. According to them, everything is going according to plan. University of Iowa Vice President for Student Life Tom Rockland believes that it is some of the new school policies that have caused the drop in ranking.
The alcohol situation on campus has improved dramatically since 2009. Back then, a little over 70% of our students engaged in binge drinking in a 2-week period. Now we're down to just a little bit over 50%. So perhaps the rankings reflect the reality. In any case, we're pleased to see a safer campus for our students.
With this new ranking, some may wonder if the University of Iowa has a change in image and reputation.
I think image changes very slowly. People have long memories, and I'm more interested in changing the reality than the image. The image will come along.
The Princeton Review releases a list of the top party schools in the entire nation each year. Maybe next year will be even lower. Reporting from Iowa City, this is Chris Cervantes, Daily Iowan TV.
The installation of 2 new solar arrays in Iowa City is set to triple the production of clean energy in Johnson County. One array will go up near the Johnson County Administration Building and the other by the county's Health and Human Services Building. The arrays will provide about 308,000 kilowatt hours of electricity per year, or the equivalent of taking 46 cars off the road. Speaking of solar arrays, we had a very sunny weekend. Becca, what's in store this week?
Yeah, Nikki, you're right. And good morning, Hawkeyes. If you haven't gotten a chance to get outside yet today, it's a bit of a chilly start to our Monday morning. but by this afternoon, temperatures should be warming up to around 78 degrees with sunny skies in our forecast. Moving into tonight, temperatures will dip back down into the upper 60s with clear skies. Tomorrow morning, we'll be off to a cool start again, with temperatures around the upper 60s and sunny skies in the morning. Now let's take a look at the rest of our week. Tuesday, we're looking at a 50% chance of thunderstorms developing later in the day. Wednesday is looking like it will be a little cooler with a high of only 72 and sunny skies. Thursday isn't looking much warmer with highs around the mid-70s and cloudy skies. As we begin our weekend, Friday is giving us our biggest chance of thunderstorms with a 60% chance of storms. Saturday, temperatures should stay in the mid-70s for most of the day with partly cloudy skies. That's all I have here in the weather studio. Nikki, back to you at the desk.
Sunday morning, presidential nominee Hillary Clinton was seen leaving a 9/11 memorial ceremony early. Clinton was seen getting into her vehicle with the assistance of 2 Secret Service agents. Although Clinton stated, "I'm feeling great, it's a beautiful day in New York," she could be seen struggling to get into her vehicle and appeared unsteady. Reports say that Clinton felt overheated and was dehydrated at the time of the ceremony. Dr. Lisa Bardak, who treated Clinton last week for a cold, said that she had been seen experiencing cough related to allergies and had been diagnosed with pneumonia. Several new majors have creeped up at the University of Iowa this fall, including the highly anticipated criminology major. With increasing interest in the field, the Board of Regents approved the addition of the major last spring. Previously, students seeking out criminology had to take the sociology major along with the criminology track. As of last week, there are 94 students enrolled in the major, with that number expecting to double by the end of the year. This past week, the tragic passing of University of Iowa College of Nursing Dean Rita France only a day after she stepped down as dean. France had been battling poor health for the past few years and devoted 44 years as a professor at the College of Nursing. A statement from the University of Iowa Executive Vice President and Provost P. Barry Butler mentioned, quote, "Rita retired from the deanship and the university earlier this month. On that occasion, she said, reflecting on my 44 years at the college, I realized how much I cherish and value the outstanding people I have had the opportunity to work with and gotten to know personally." 8 years later, and it is complete, Daily Iowan TV's Cole Johnson gives you a look inside the Pearl of Iowa City.
It has been 8 years since Hancher Auditorium was destroyed by the flood, and now the new venue is taking center stage. This past weekend, Iowa City residents got the chance to see the revamped Hancher. Following a ribbon-cutting ceremony Friday afternoon, guests got the chance to have full access and tour the facility. Attendees got the opportunity to see a few acts as well in person as they walked into the building. The performers could be seen on stilts or in the middle of a full-out dance rehearsal. The new Hancher building includes a brand new auditorium with a dynamic lighting display in front of the rows of seats and above the audience. There is also a balcony that overlooks the Iowa River and an extensive green room for visitors and talent. Guests in attendance for both open houses on Friday and Sunday were able to purchase tickets for upcoming shows this season. The first show to break in the stage is a free season opener and will be Friday, September 16th. Reporting from Hancher Auditorium, Cole Johnson, Daily Iowan TV.
Between the opening of Hancher and a massive win against State, the Hawkeyes had a lot to be excited about this weekend. Ashlyn and Colin are in the sports studio with more. Guys, what can you tell us about the State game?
Thanks, Nikki. Well, Colin, the Cyhawks series is currently 2-1, and the Hawks are in the lead.
That's right, Ashlyn. The Cyhawks series has kicked off this weekend, starting with Iowa volleyball.
The Hawkeyes kicked off the series in Ames on Friday with the upset the Hawks had last year over the Cyclones. The Clones were looking for redemption.
And that is exactly what they got, Ashlyn. The Hawks were swept by the Cyclones 3-0. Taking a closer look at the games, it wasn't a blowout. First match was 25-21, second match was 25-23, and the last match was 25-23.
The Hawks then played again Saturday night against Montana and swept them 3-0.
The Iowa field hockey team went undefeated this weekend, starting off on Saturday. The Hawks defeated Monmouth 4-0. Then on Sunday, they got the W over Kent State 2-0. Still in women's sports and the Cyhawks series, Iowa soccer also played in Ames Friday night, but this time the Hawks came away with the W.
The Hawks defeated the Clones 2-0 with a goal by senior Bree Tolley and a freshman Olivia Flagel. About 24 hours later, the Cyhawks series continued with football inside Kinnick Stadium.
With Iowa dominating the game 42-3, the defense only allowed a field goal. Sports reporter Aaron Erickson has his story.
It was an electric atmosphere on Saturday night at Kinnick Stadium as Iowa hosted in-state rival Iowa State. Iowa looking to capture the first of 4 trophy games this season. While C.J. Beathard and the Hawkeye offense produced another 40-plus game, the defense was looking to bounce back after giving up a disappointing 21 points last week to Miami of Ohio.
Like I said last week, we had some areas last week that we felt that was kind of loose and kind of giving up big plays on the defensive side as well, and we was going to correct those mistakes that Sunday and going into the next week.
And that they did. Iowa State's only scoring drive came from a field goal in the first quarter, but never managed to find the end zone the entire game. Coming into Week 2's matchup, Iowa's defense was preparing to face Iowa State's All-American running back, Mike Warren.
He's very good on his feet. We really wanted to squeeze the pocket and not allow him to escape or sneak out front or back. That was kind of the game plan, just really squeeze, contain him.
Iowa managed to contain the redshirt sophomore to just 28 yards on 7 carries. It was the combination of outstanding offensive production and a steadily improving defense that allowed the Hawks to once again prove that it's called the Hawkeye State for a reason. The final score of the game was 42-3. Matt Vanderberg recorded 7 catches for 129 yards, earning him the player of the game. And of course, the Cy-Hawk Trophy will remain in Iowa City for at least 1 more year. Reporting from historic Kinnick Stadium, this is Aaron Erickson, Daily Iowan TV Sports.
With the Hawks 1 field goal too many shy of a shutout, the offense also did their job on their side of the football.
The win had a lot to do with our quarterback C.J. Beathard and the wide variety of offensive play calls by offensive coordinator Greg Davis. Taylor Brooks, take us through what the new side of the offensive coordinator did.
It was about this time last year when quarterback C.J. Beathard could barely practice. But it's been a different story so far this season as he threw for 235 yards and 3 touchdowns against Iowa State.
Yeah, the nicest thing, is he's able to practice right now, which is a big departure from the last 8-9 weeks of last season. So, as you might imagine, when you practice a lot, things become a lot more, just reaction time's a lot better to things.
Certain games that when you get a couple completions, you kind of get a groove, start rolling a little bit, and I think, this was one of those games.
A difference in this game, too, was that he had a different center snapping him the ball in Lucas LeGrand, as true sophomore James Daniels injured his knee last week in practice.
He stepped in, not expecting, wasn't expecting to play until, a couple days ago, and he stepped in and did a great job. And that's all we can ask for a guy like that. Hasn't really had much game playing time, and especially starting like that, and he did a great job.
Hard to believe. It was a lot different. I didn't really know what to think at first, but it was it was a lot of fun, and I got ready, and we went out there and we just played.
Having LeGrand as the starting center wasn't the only new thing we saw in the win on Saturday, as the running backs got a little more involved in the pass game than usual.
That play was, we worked on it all practice, inside zone faking. Coach Davis kept talking about how wide it's going to be open, and I was wide open in the end zone. CJ delivered a great ball, and I was able to catch it and score.
Called it, ran it, and Akram, split the corner and the linebacker there, and I just had to put it on him, and he was open.
We even saw Derek Mitchell get some time at the wide receiver position, receiving 7 yards on the game. Just another new thing Iowa is throwing at their opponents. Reporting with the Hawkeyes at Kinnick Stadium, this has been Taylor Brooks for Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Well, as far as James Daniels returning next week for that starting position, it was a little iffy at the moment. Coach Ferentz said that he really wanted Daniels to play this weekend, but it was out of the question. So hopefully next week he gets back into the starting rotation, but for now, LeGrand has got it covered. The Hawks play home again next weekend against North Dakota State University.
That's all we have for you in the sports studio. Back to you at the desk.
Sunday night, Miss Arkansas, Savvy Shields, was named the new Miss America in a ceremony that marked a historic first for the competition. Miss Missouri Erin O'Flaherty served as the first openly gay contestant in the history of the competition. O'Flaherty said, quote, "It's certainly making history, and I'm not sure I set out to do that. But I am the first openly gay Miss Missouri and contestant to head to Miss America." That's all we have for you tonight on Daily Iowan TV. Be sure to check out our website, dailyiowan.com, for all the latest news between now and Friday. For Daily Iowan TV, I'm Nikki Crossway. Have a great day, Iowa City.